and the longer the fight went, the easier the takedowns became. Now, Jack, according to his coach, was stuck in the mud. He wasn't moving the feet quite as much. And at the end of every round, his coach, and I'm sure they have a great relationship, so they understand each other, should I say. But the coach was just giving him a hard time. He was like, what are you doing, mate? Don't sit there in half guard.
God, I wonder if Ilya's watching this fight going, maybe I don't want to fight Islam. Ilya probably is confident he can go out there, knock him out though. After his run right now, damn, they just make it look easy. Conor versus Islam. Islam's got a thumb in the butt, I do believe. All I know is this is not good, man, not good. Islam is on top of JDM again, 3 minutes to work. And JDM's like, you know what? I've been there, been there. Not fun. Craig Jones in the corner yelling, do a bump! And I'm not talking about a hip bump. Great advice though. I mean, you do a bump here, you might just be able to get up. And 1-1, going to the third. It's a close one here, fellas. God, it's gonna be so much harder. His corner's telling him, move your feet. You're 10 minutes into basically a wrestling match, and now you're being told to move your feet. And you're like, God, I'm trying, man.
He deserves to be booed. That's what many MMA experts shouted online the moment Jack Della Maddalena walked out of the cage after UFC 322. What was supposed to be his breakthrough moment turned into a brutal and one-sided lesson delivered by Islam Makhachev, who didn't just beat him, he dominated him for 5 rounds straight. And as reactions from fighters, analysts, and fans poured in, one thing became clear. The MMA world had strong opinions about how completely unprepared JDM looked against the man who just made history.
God, no. No, Jack. Yes, turn. Yes, half guard. Yes, half guard. Okay, I'm stressing. There you go. Yes. Yes. No. Don't. This strong. Oh. Yes. Oh.
Come on.
The little wins. Yeah. Now, come on, Jack. Just go. Just go. Just go. Yeah. Angry. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. 1 minute scrap. Yes. Let's go. Yes. That's what.
It has to. Like, come on.
There you go. This is how it should be. Yes. Yes. Bro, come on.
From the beginning of Fight Week, this matchup was being sold as the perfect revenge opportunity for Jack, especially after Islam had already defeated Australian icon Alexander Volkanovski twice. Many believed Jack had the crisp boxing, timing, calmness, and creativity needed to trouble the Dagestani champion. But once the cage door shut inside Madison Square Garden, reality unfolded differently. Islam didn't just show up as the lightweight champion moving up. He showed up looking stronger, bigger, and absolutely comfortable at welterweight, as if he had been fighting there his whole career.
It was an annihilation. It was one-way traffic from start to finish, okay? We knew Islam was going to go out there and try to out-wrestle him. That's what he did. He was very successful. He took him down every single round, and the longer the fight went, the easier the takedowns became. Now, Jack, according to his coach, was stuck in the mud. He wasn't moving the feet quite as much. And at the end of every round, his coach, and I'm sure they have a great relationship, so they understand each other, should I say. But the coach was just giving him a hard time. He was like, what are you doing, mate? Don't sit there in half guard. Don't do this, don't do that. Come on, you got to fight him. You're stuck in the mud. He was just giving him crap every single time. And Jack, as the fight was going on, he was just looking more and more deflated, dejected, defeated.
At age 34, Islam Makhachev walked into the cage chasing history, already holding the lightweight belt and riding a monster win streak that stretched back to October 2015, 28 wins, 1 loss, and a chance to become a 2-division champion. Jack Della Maddalena, 15 pounds heavier than Islam's usual opponents, was supposed to test the limits of Islam's strength. Instead, Islam made the fight look shockingly easy. All 3 judges delivered the same score, 50-45, but truthfully, even those numbers didn't capture the level of control Islam displayed.
DC and Rogan were saying that he was grimacing. He was grimacing in pain. I'm sure that some of the elbows and the punches and the calf kicks were all hurting, but I think for the most part, it was just the fact that he couldn't do anything. He was getting taken down. He was getting controlled. He did do a good job of not giving up, okay? Because, listen, Islam is a tremendous fighter, okay? He's got a record now of 28-1. He now ties Anderson Silva for a 16-fight win streak. I still think Anderson's was more impressive because 12 of those 16 fights were title fights, and that is more impressive. And of course, we saw some wild knockouts from Anderson Silva, but still, I'm not taking away from Islam Makhachev. What he's achieved is unbelievable. He's a two-weight division champion. Anderson Silva didn't do that, and he has won 16 in a row, okay? So take a bow.
From the first exchange, it was clear who was operating on a completely different level. Islam grabbed a single leg takedown with almost no resistance, dragging Jack to the canvas like it was a drill he'd repeated his entire life, which in many ways it was. Once on top, Islam immediately went to work. Heavy elbows, short punches, shoulder pressure, and suffocating control crushed any attempt Jack made to regain space. By the time the first round ended, Jack already looked rattled.
JDM's face says it all. That's how I feel right now. Anybody's fight, who wants it more? A minute left, 2-2, going to the fifth. God, I wonder if Ilya's watching this fight going, maybe I don't want to fight Islam. Ilya probably is confident he can go out there, knock him out though. After his run right now, damn, they just make it look easy. Conor versus Islam.
Round 2 didn't offer him any hope either. The two briefly clinched near the fence, but once Islam felt Jack's balance weaken for a moment, he snatched another takedown and continued smothering him. Islam wasn't in a rush. He was patient, steady, and methodical. Whenever Jack tried to build up, Islam flattened him. Whenever Jack tried to throw strikes from his back, Islam tightened the pressure and chipped away at him. Fans could see on Jack's face how frustrating and exhausting it felt to fight someone who didn't give him an inch.
Islam's got a thumb in the butt, I do believe. All I know is this is not good, man. Not good. Islam is on top of JDM again. 3 minutes to work. And JDM's like, you know what? I've been there. Been there. Not fun. Craig Jones in the corner yelling, do a bump! And I'm not talking about a hip bump. Great advice, though. I mean, you do a bump here, you might just be able to get up. And 1-1, go to the third. It's a close one here, fellas. God, it's gonna be so much harder. His corner's telling him, move your feet. You're 10 minutes into basically a wrestling match, and now you're being told to move your feet, and you're like, God, trying, man. Trying. All right, round 3, fellas, here we go. Jack can't be throwing these lazy kicks. Lazy kicks you cannot throw right now. JDM's walking him down, but you gotta respect.
Round 3 was where things got visibly worse. Not only was Islam winning the grappling battle, but he began chopping at Jack's leg with brutal calf kicks. The impact of every kick echoed through the cage. Even the commentary team noticed the immediate damage. Joe Rogan stared at Jack's leg and said he believed the agony was becoming unbearable. Joe Rogan said at the end of the 4th round, I think that right calf is in absolute agony. I don't think he can move his leg correctly. I think it's a real problem. The 4th and 5th rounds followed the same pattern. Islam continued landing clean low kicks every time Jack tried to step forward. Whenever Jack attempted a stance switch, Islam punished him by rushing into takedowns or clinching against the cage to sap his energy even further. The Australian's movement stiffened, his reactions slowed, and every scramble became a chance for Islam to tighten control. By the final round, Jack wasn't even trying to initiate much offense. He simply had no space, no balance, and no answers.
He did sprawl.
When the final stats were revealed, the picture became even clearer. Islam landed an incredible 140 out of 188 total strikes, connecting at a 74% accuracy rate. Jack, in contrast, landed only 30 strikes in the entire 25-minute fight. Islam also accumulated over 19 minutes of control time, more than 3/4 of the entire bout. That level of dominance is rarely seen at this level, especially in a championship fight.
See, now, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I want to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam now. I want to see it even more now. I want to see it even more now. Tom knows I got egos. I just wrestle. Send him to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years and forget. Yeah. Yeah. And I also think it was a wise decision for Islam to go up to 170. I think it was a smart idea to go up to 170 and fight for the belt.
With this win, Islam tied Anderson Silva's legendary 16-fight UFC win streak, and he did it while becoming only the 11th fighter in history to win titles in 2 different weight divisions. Moving up to welterweight seemed effortless for him, and the strength difference shocked fans who thought Jack's natural size would play a role. Instead, Islam looked big enough, powerful enough, and skilled enough to run the division if he chooses to stay.
Feel so happy. It's the biggest day in my life, and so happy to be WC champion in Madison Square Garden. And what I told all fight week, my dream.
Did you think that it was going to be that one-sided? Were you expecting Jack to maybe show a little more resistance on the ground or the feet?
When I take him down first time, I feel it's gonna be a long night, and I can do whatever I want in the ground, because I expect for him, like he gonna try to get up.
But as soon as the fight ended, the reaction online started rolling in, and many weren't gentle with Jack. Even though Islam delivered one of the most complete performances of his career, some experts felt Jack didn't do enough. Ilia Topuria, the current pound-for-pound king, didn't hold back. He openly criticized Jack's wrestling preparation, saying the Australian needed an entire camp built only around defending takedowns. He called Jack a disappointment and suggested he should travel to Georgia to finally learn real wrestling. His words surprised many fans, especially because Jack had been seen as one of the most composed newcomers rising in the rankings. Daniel Cormier, however, saw the performance differently. He described Islam's win as pure domination. From Cormier's perspective, Islam simply executed the perfect game plan. He believed that Islam proved without a doubt that he belongs in the welterweight division, and that size would never be a problem for him, even when facing naturally bigger opponents. Cormier emphasized that Islam isn't just winning fights, he's controlling entire divisions with the same ease. In his words, it was total domination, as he said, pure domination. As for Jack, reactions across the MMA community varied. Some sympathized with him, pointing out that suffering relentless grappling from someone like Islam can break even the strongest fighters mentally. Others felt Jack had looked too passive, especially considering the hype that surrounded him as a dangerous striker with a high fight IQ.
It's so hard to say who he fights next, because both welterweight fights put on a spectacle.
I know.
They put on a show. And honestly, it could be a flip of the coin. Like, in a perfect world, in a world of rules and regulations, the higher ranked guy would just get the fight. Both guys put on an excellent showing. But what actually happens, who knows? Is anybody's guess.
Either you have Michael Morales versus Islam Makhachev, or you have Michael Morales versus Carlos Prates for the #1 contender fight. But then I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, hold on, if Carlos Prates wins and Ian Gary beats Bilal Muhammad, how is that fair to Ian Gary? Because he just beat Carlos Prates. Welterweight is crazy, and not to mention Kamaru Usman and Shavkat Rakhmonov are just lurking in the wings. I don't know what you do. This division's stacked, bro. It's crazy.
And not to mention, Islam just asked for a White House fight.
Many experts agreed that Jack was simply not ready for a wrestler of Islam's caliber. Some felt he froze under the pressure, while others said he underestimated how intense the takedown threat would be at welterweight. His corner tried keeping him positive between rounds, but Islam's pace didn't give him any space to reset or rebuild confidence.
Right away, I knew the only chance he had was an inside fight, where he has good power, he has good skills, he could get a good knee, a good kick. I knew that was the best chance for him. And Islam was just ready. He's just too much for him. But it's only because we were ready for a super, super tough guy that, you know, a lot of people, you better not underestimate Jack. He is a really tough customer. Just because this fight went our way, the way, you know, we wanted it to go, it didn't mean it could have gone the other way if we didn't prepare properly for him.
By the time the fight ended, Jack appeared completely drained physically and mentally, and that's when the harshest reactions came in. Many fans and analysts posted clips and comments saying he deserved to be booed, not because he lost, but because they expected more effort, urgency, and fire. They believed he should have taken more risks, swung more wildly, or attempted something different instead of allowing Islam to walk him down so easily.
No, he 100% was injured from those calf kicks, you know, and basically he switches really well, but on this one here, he was messed up because he couldn't switch the way he wanted to, so it screwed up his rhythm. So no, those calf kicks played a big factor in him, and I don't think he was as prepared for the Islam Makhachev that came at him. You know, I don't think they didn't respect his striking. At least that's what they said. And I don't know if that was the game plan for them.
But despite all the criticism, one truth became clear through the noise. Islam Makhachev delivered one of the most dominant performances in UFC championship history. He didn't just move up a weight class, he carried his lightweight dominance with him, proving he can out-wrestle, outwork, and outsmart fighters even bigger than him. Jack Della Maddalena will have to rebuild from this loss, and the road back won't be easy. The expectations were high, and the disappointment from fans makes the climb even steeper, but he's young, talented, and still has time to fix the holes in his game. Islam, on the other hand, is now in the center of GOAT conversations. He surpassed almost every record associated with Khabib except the undefeated streak and continues to look untouchable with every new challenge. Whether fans love his style or criticize it, his dominance is undeniable. What started as a potential upset turned into a masterclass, and the reactions, both praising and condemning, prove just how massive this fight was for the MMA world.
So one of the biggest things that happened in this fight is that when you look at JDM's post and get back up and be able to get back into the gunfight, right? Islam did not allow it. If they show the highlights, let's see if they show the highlights right here. Like, okay, he would take JDM off his post. I know I've been saying it like a broken record, but sometimes you guys don't listen to me. So he would take him off his post every single time. Right here, JDM went for that judo throw. Islam pushed him against the cage and took away all the space that he can get in order to be able to do something, right? And JDM was trying to get his hands going, but each time JDM has ever gotten taken down, it's been inside the middle of the octagon.
And that wraps up the fallout from UFC 322, a night where Islam Makhachev made history, Jack Della Maddalena faced the harshest criticism of his career, and the MMA world erupted with reactions. Whether you agree with the experts or not, one thing is clear: this fight has completely shaken the welterweight landscape, and the conversations are far from over.
Islam looks different, that's weird. Just looks different. So takedown straight away. That looked easy for Islam, that takedown. Like, as soon as I seen him in the cage next to each other and seeing the size, I was like, yeah, Islam will be able to grapple him. I thought that Jack might be a bit too big for him, but he doesn't look like a lightweight fighting a welterweight, does it?
If you enjoyed breaking down these reactions with us, make sure you hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let us know what you think comes next for Makhachev and JDM, so you never miss the biggest breakdowns, hottest takes, and post-fight drama from around the world of combat sports.